What would you say in that sense? What's your deepest advice to Republicans as they face this kind of a year, and given what you've learned over the last year from the McDonnell campaign, what advice would you give candidates at every level? Because we're at American Solutions, we're trying to reach out from school board to city council to county commission to state legislature. It's not just federal.
Well, I think there are really a number of lessons that apply here from Governor McDonnell's campaign. One is that, be thoughtful and vigorous and fact-based in our critique of what the Democrats are putting forward in terms of their policies. I think that's what brought down their massive proposed health care intervention, is that we were able to cite specifics about the problems, the cost, and the impact on your personal insurance and on the deficit. And so that fact-based critique, I think, is very important. The American people are smart, and they will sort through those facts and figure it out for themselves, as opposed to just rhetoric. The second thing is to have a positive agenda of our own to point to and say, by the way, we're not just against that, we're for this. And to point to the things that Republicans would do if we were to be entrusted with the majority again. And then the third thing, I think, has to do with more with tone and style. And Governor McDonnell won a lot of independents and got the support of a lot of Democrats, frankly, because he was not harsh or bitter or personal in his rhetoric. He was uplifting and positive. That's not to say we didn't have contrast on issues with his opponent. He clearly did. His opponent was for higher taxes. Bob McDonnell was for lower taxes. His opponent was for more regulation. Bob McDonnell was for less regulation. There was nobody in Virginia who doubted that by the time November 3rd came around. But at the same time, he was someone who, when President Obama came to campaign for his opponent, and the media asked him, what do you think of that? President Obama's coming into Virginia to campaign against you, and Bob McDonnell said, President of the United States is always welcome in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and if I'm, fortunate enough to be elected governor, I'd welcome him back. People want that from their leaders. They want to see people who are not harsh or mean or personal or vitriolic. That's not to say they don't want to hear what your policies mean and how they're better than the other sides. But I think Governor McDonnell's tone went a long way in attracting those independent voters who also saw that this is someone who is a principled conservative on the issues, and that's the ultimate combination, I think, for a vast majority of voters. Is that's where they are for the most part on the issues. They are a center-right electorate, and they are drawn to the conservative principles, and they are drawn to people who have a positive agenda and a positive demeanor, because that signifies to them leadership.